manages these buildings, and I'm reaching out to Kaci Jones because she's been so diligent. I remember the word diligent.
Okay, diligent.
I'm like,
Hey beautiful people, it's Success Mentor Dante J. Worth, and I'm back with another video right here on Our Nation's Liberating. Now if this is your first time tuning in, I need you to make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure that you like this video. And make sure that you are commenting down below. My team and I absolutely love to read your comments. Now tonight, we're being joined by the wonderful, the fabulous, the one, the only. Tell them who you are, darling.
I am Kaci Jones. I'm a reporter, anchor at Newscast NBC.
So we invited Kaci on tonight to talk about empathy through storytelling. Before we talk about that, we're gonna ask you the question we ask every single guest. What is your story?
All right, so it was a mild December evening.
Yes, come on.
Just before New Year, but right after Christmas.
Yes.
I was born in Richmond, Virginia.
Come on, Richmond.
Yeah. The #1 song on the charts was I Will Always Love You.
Yeah, you better know the song that was on the charts.
I just love that song, so I love that was #1. But
Yes.
I was born to two parents. My mom is from Stuart, Florida. My dad is from Ettrick, Virginia, little tiny town. Both of them are pretty tiny towns. But
Yes.
for most of my life, I was raised in Richmond, Virginia. When I was 12, 13, my parents got divorced, and I moved to Florida. So everything I knew, I started a whole new life in middle school. That was my 8th grade year. So then I met all new friends. It turned out to be a blessing. Everything works out for a reason.
For the highest good. That's
Yes.
everything. Yes.
Yeah, and then I was always really interested in journalism because some of the earliest memories I have with my family together, happy, was watching the news.
Yes.
And then I would always watch and see, and I said, you know, I could do that. You know, I could tell these stories this way. And then of course I saw Oprah, you know, and I'm like,
you need to call me though. Call me, sis.
Call me too.
Auntie, sis, whatever you want to call her. Go ahead.
And then you talk about empathy. Oprah was the first time I really saw empathy before I even knew what it was and everything. So, you know, compassion and empathy. I just wanted to be able to pass that along to people.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, 5 years in the journalism business now, so this is my 2nd job, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're so glad to have you in Rochester. Yeah. So when you think about empathy through storytelling, what comes to mind?
So I think it's really important to remember that everybody has a story. Everybody, you know, we have unique stories.
Yes.
And the thing is, your life can really change in an instant.
Yes.
So maybe you don't see yourself in a position today, but you don't know what could happen tomorrow to you or somebody you know or someone you love. So to me, I really strive to help people, you know, just by telling a story, you can put someone in another person's shoes. And you'll never understand what it's like to be them. But the idea is just that you know, you feel for them, and you know, you just understand how it could be, I guess, to be them. And you could see how they're feeling, and you could just feel this compassion that the world generally just lacks. You know, we don't really care about our fellow man.
Unless it's someone that's like really tangibly close to us. Like I get it. Okay, it's good. I know that Oprah, she said she struggled as a reporter to like separate being a reporter from being human, and it was so hard to like go to a fire and cover that story, not go back with blankets and all these other things to help out. How do you do that, like as a professional storyteller? Keep yourself grounded and keep yourself out of the stories.
It's a work in progress, and I'm always a human first, so I can't turn that off. So I just approach people the same way that I would want to be approached. You know, just treat people how you want to be treated.
Right.
So again, I have to put myself in their shoes, and if I was in this position, what would I want from people? You just want to feel support. You just want to feel listened to. People really just want to be heard.
Yes, very much.
Even one thing that Oprah said is that no matter who she interviews, like whether it's Barack Obama or just a regular person on the street, after the interview, people generally say, was that okay? Did you hear? How did I do? Because they just want to, people are just searching for that sense of validation. They want to be heard. And she said that she answered people, I heard you. So that's what I think too. When I do hear them. I make sure people are heard. I try to. By just telling their story. Just helping people, we all have so much in common. We have more in common than we do different. So I just try to... Everybody wants a safe place to live. They want to be able to provide for their families. They want to be happy. So if you can just connect those dots for people, the rest will follow.
So for that young person who sees you and they see you on TV and they're like, I want to be on TV too. What advice do you have for them?
Be yourself. Be yourself. For a long time, I struggled to figure out what that was. I don't even know all the way. But again, it's a work in progress. But just be yourself. Do the work. Understand what it means to... As a journalist, I take pride in being able to tell stories that often go unheard. Stand up for people that maybe don't know how to stand up for themselves. Right. So just make sure, if you are interested in being a journalist, make sure you have good intentions. Make sure you really want to help people. Make sure that you have, the caring gene. Have you seen that commercial about the caring gene?
I have. What has been the most liberating story for you to tell?
Well, I will say, since I've been here, my absolute favorite story to tell was definitely a few years ago. We got a few calls in a row about, and I say a few years, I've only been here 3 years, so almost 3 years. So 2017, we were getting a series of calls over the summer from people who lived in an apartment building on Genesee Street. Was it Genesee? I hope so. Somewhere on the west side. And there was trash building up behind their building. And it was maybe a little smaller for some of our investigative reporters. So they kind of didn't pay attention to it. At that time, I went out and I checked it out. The trash was indeed piling up. We connect the dots. The trash across the street is piling up because the same person owns this building. Then we figure out that the landlord of this building lives out in New York City somewhere in this beautiful big mansion, and he has all these tenants, hundreds of tenants in the city who aren't being taken care of. He wasn't paying. He was a slumlord. He wasn't paying for the trash. He wasn't paying for anything. And I uncovered so much stuff about this man. The city couldn't even find him. Oh, God. So it felt good to be able to find this man. He even wrote a letter like, yes, I'm the person that manages these buildings, and I'm reaching out to Kaci Jones because she's been so diligent. I remember the word diligent.
Okay, diligent.
I'm like, come on. Yes. So, long story short, just recently, the same building that all the trash was building, rewind. The city ended up taking some action on him, and now he's not even like a big landlord in the city anymore. He's gone. I ran him out of the city.
Come on, run him out of the
city. And now the same building that we first got those complaints about, all the trash, it's been taken over by another development company, and they're completely gutting the building. They've moved those people out into better housing, and allegedly they're gonna move them back in. I'm gonna follow up.
Okay, you better follow.
We know how that works. We know how gentrification works. So they claim that they're gonna gut the building, redo it, remodel it, and provide better living conditions for all these people. So it just felt so good to start with something that a lot of people passed off as something so small and ends up helping so many people. I was able to get these people some help from something as small as trash. So it feels really good to have, use my investigative skills properly, because I've been using them for a while. Not always in the best ways. At least I think.
Yes.
We all fall short sometimes.
Yes. All right. So are you ready for rapid fire questions? Yes. Favorite book?
Oh, The Places You'll Go.
Oh. Favorite movie?
Waiting to Exhale, Finding Nemo,
yes.
Lion King,
come on,
Mean Girls. Yes. I have a lot.
That's all right though. That's cool. What is your purpose?
I believe that my purpose is to be a storyteller. Yes. I believe it is to connect people, help people understand that we have more in common than we do different. Help people have a little compassion for their fellow man. Just make the world a better place.
That's so good. What do you see when you look in the mirror?
Oh, I see a child of God, created in his image. I see a woman on a mission to get some work done.
Okay, that's And to be audacious means to be
loud, proud, unapologetic.
All the things.
Just all the things that you know, or just believe what you believe and know what you know, and don't let nobody tell you different.
That's good. Find you online, I can support you. And
you can find me on WHEC.com. You can find me on Twitter at WHEC_KJones. You can see me every day at 11 o'clock p.m. And also 4:30 a.m. if you happen to be up that early. Early risers.
No.
Are you an early riser?
I am. I get up early all the time.
I'm working on it. Give me that energy. Our sunshine energy.
Coordinated. We can this is the universe.
Spiritual.
Yes, spiritual divine connections for divine assignments. So until next time, remember that life is meant to be enjoyed and not just endured. Please, boy.